They rolling by some of my Shai. You been there? No. And from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Come on. Come on. Let's keep it real, y'all. Y'all gotta come off this big-headed stuff, man. We ain't nothing as we ought to be. And you just say be in pain. That's coming, y'all. Looking us right in the face. Anytime they say they gotta stop what it is that we're doing here and bringing forth the word of the Most High, the word of Mashiach Yahushua to the 12 tribes of Israel and all the nations that can hear the truth. Because you're going to learn it now, and you're going to learn it now. You're going to bow down now, you're going to bow down later, but you're going to bow down. Everything going to bow. Come on. Or fight with your best weapons, a hurricane. Fight with your best weapons, your best ordinances that you have. A tornado. Stop the volcano from erupting. Stop the snow from coming out of the sky. Stop the floods that Northern California is going through. That's the Most High. And he said you're going to be visited of the Most High. Well, you only got so much time. So y'all playing, y'all ain't recognize the Most High. You don't fear the Most High. That's why he gonna get him a name on this earth. He ain't gonna be no more Mother Nature. He ain't gonna be no more La Nina, no El Nino, no global warming, no harp that y'all are using to bring forth these disasters and so forth. He allowing you to do that. Well, remember, your judgment has not been made. He says, for his judgment, they have not known it. So no matter what you see happening on this earth, it ain't nothing compared to what the Most High gonna do in his judgment. When he said on my side to judge and make war, he said Revelation 19:11. You better understand. That's what behooves anyone that's hearing this truth, that's coming forth from this word, and not from your own vain opinion, to take heed. Before you can't get it, it's gonna come a time, hey, look. It's gonna come a time, look, Jeremiah 16:16, it's gonna come a time you ain't gonna be available. It's gonna be about, hey, you either got it or you don't have it, or he gonna send for them hunters. He got hunters. And his number one hunters is his angels. Look, Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, here we are, said the Most High, and they shall fish them. That's why we bring forth all these understanding of this Bible and us as a people and our culture coming back to the Most High and his laws, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations, his moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws, that we can be with the Most High to be perfect. His laws is perfect. That's how you become perfect. Following his ways, his path. Say, behold, I will send for many fishers. This is what we're doing right now, said the Most High. And they shall fish them. There's only a certain amount of time that we're going to be able to do what you see being done. And that's in the Most High's hand. You can't do nothing except what the Most High allow you to do, because he rules in the kingdom of men. And after we fishing for those that are 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel. He gonna look at the remnant that's gonna be saved of these other nations, because y'all gotta work in the kingdom like you working now. It's gonna be in a righteous kingdom. You should want to be in a righteous kingdom. He said, after will I send for many hunters. A hunter, you think a hunter's gonna be throwing out rose petals and tulips and all that stuff? Hunters hunting for what? Look, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, every kingdom, no matter where you are, because you can't run from the sky. From every mountain, and from every hill, every large kingdom, every small kingdom, and out of the holes of the rocks. Y'all done dealt with building all these bunkers and fallout shelters underground and all that. Out of the holes of the rock. That's like Walmart little symbol is what y'all build y'all little tunnels with. That's what they're showing you. That's their emblem. That's that I wish I remembered that movie. I seen a movie where they were underground and they had that, they were inside the little wheel. It's a big wheel that they make tunnels with. That's why he say gonna get them from out of the holes of the rocks. In the mountains, y'all ever had bunkers and fallout shelters and places of refuge underground. That's why he said holes of the rock. This is where mine eyes are upon all their ways. He see everything. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and the secret parts. That's what he said. But my eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. Y'all think nobody sees me. Y'all, that's what y'all do. And our people too. He said, neither is there iniquity hid from mine eyes. Look what it says. For mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. But this is what they say. And a lot of you Israelites feel the same way. I'm talking to you Gentile Israelites. You religious Israelites. Y'all feel the same way. This is what they're going to say. Look. Verse 10 of Isaiah the 47th chapter. Look what they're going to say. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. When we say, I mean, you name the prophet, I can go there and it's going to show you the same old thing. Pretty much. Saying it like we just seen so far. Look. What did he say? In Jeremiah 16 and 17, for mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face, right? But how do they think? How do you think that you know you don't see me, people? You don't see me, people. How do y'all think? Neither is there iniquity, your wickedness hid from mine eyes, he said. This is the Most High talking. Let's see what he said. How do you think? Isaiah 47 and 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. You ain't trying to be righteous. You are trusting in your wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. What the Most High said. Jeremiah 16, 17 say, for mine eyes are upon all their ways. They are not hid from my face. But what they say, neither is there iniquity, a wickedness hid from mine eyes. But what they say. Isaiah 47 and 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Just that those you don't see me people. None seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Come on. Can't deny that. First Maccabees 3:48. First and foremost, one side, for sure. What it say? And laid open the book of the law, laid open the Bible, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images. You see? And our people love it so. They love it so. So he said, hey, they have said, I am, and none else beside me. Come on. Perfect example. Look, let me show you. If I can. Where you hiding at? That's all right. Pull up my Old Faithful. We'll say Holy Bible. Holy Bible. The heathen laid open the Bible wherein they sought to paint the likeness of their images. There it is. Right there. Come on. All throughout this Bible. It's this way from the 1600s. They had this had put this in our face, all in slavery. All these different pictures. See, pictures all throughout, images all throughout this Bible, man. Shame, shame, shame. See if I can pull something that y'all ain't seen yet. Oh, yeah, this is, they drew him out of the pit and sold him to the Ishmaelites, okay? Here they go, showing you, look, wicked brothers, but look who they look like. They look like Edomites. They look like so-called white people, right? White men. The Ishmaelites, okay? Ishmaelite, look how they got the Ishmaelite right there. You see them? Arab. Y'all talking about the Arabs and Esau. Look, Arabs, I mean, don't they look like that today? See that? That's an Arab. Got his little wrap around his head with the top of it covered up. That's him. That's them. Come on. This is what we're looking at. So, this is what has happened. That's why it says. They said, thou hast said in thine heart, in thy mind, I am, and none else beside me. Now, I showed you. Let me show you. I didn't get a chance to show you, but they said, I am, and none else beside me, right? So, let's go to the so-called New Testament. Here go Mashiach Yahushua, they saying right here, blonde hair and blue-eyed, right? Right? 12 years old, dealing with doctors and so forth. Open up the book of the law where the heathens sought to paint the likeness of their images. Here he is now. Let me read what it says. The caption says what they have, because this is way back in 1609. They found him in the temple. When they went to the Passover, his mother and father, Joseph and Mary, found him in the temple, dealing with, the doctors and the lawyers. And they got him looking like all so-called white men. So he's a blind there. And here he is now. The heathen opened up the book of the law where the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their images. Here it is right here. There he is right there. See him? He's brunette now, though. He ain't grown up now, he's a brunette. That's why I say, okay, what they say? Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Now let's look at, let's go to, since they say they I am, let's see who is I am. Okay, go to John, the 8th chapter, in verse 53. They say they I am. I just showed you pictures, right? Picture worth 1,000 words, right? So listen to what it says. Art thou greater than our father Abraham? This is John 8:53. Which is dead, and the prophets are dead. Whom makest thou thyself? Who you think you are? Yahushua, who you think you are? Mashiach, who you think you are? He told them who he was in verse 58. Listen, Mashiach said to them, be verily, verily, truly, truly, I say unto you, before Abraham was, before Abraham was even thought of, who he say he is, I am. Uh-oh. You gotta deal with that. He said, before Abraham was, I am. Then took they up stones to cast at him. He had to get away from these people. They took up stones to cast at him. And he went out of the temple, going through the midst of them, and so passed by. He had to go amongst the crowd to get away from these crazy Israelites. They want to kill him. See that? So that's why this is very important, to see this truth so you understand. And that's our people. They believe that they are a Mashiach Yahushua. They present themselves as such amongst us. Go to Acts, the book of Acts 17 chapter. Acts 17, and let's look at verse 10 and 11. And we're going to start from there. It says, and the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. So they go into the synagogue of the Jews, of the Israelites, right? These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched the scriptures daily. Hear this? This is what you got to look at. You want to be rolling the path of the Most High. You see what he said? They searched the scriptures daily, whether those things were so. Wherefore many of them believed, also of honorable women, which were Greeks, and of men not a few. You see? Now y'all look at that and y'all think, oh, that's the Greeks are so-called white people. No, that's not true. Let's look at the Apocrypha again. Go to 2nd Maccabees in the Greek Empire. This is the Roman Empire that we're reading about here in Acts. We're in the Roman Empire after the Greek Empire. But when you look at 2nd Maccabees, the 6th chapter, the 6th verse, that's why you got to know his story to compare it to our story. Now look, 2nd Maccabees, the 6th chapter, the 6th verse, right to the point, it says, this is what they had ordained, that we were among the Greeks in captivity under the so-called white man's first empire. This is what was ordained. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew. So if you couldn't say you were Israelite, you couldn't say you were a Jew, what you call yourself? A Greek. No different. Okay, let's bring it on home here. What's your nationality, brother? Oh, I'm African American. Come on. What's your race, brother? I'm African American. Where'd you get that from? Do your birth certificate say that? And you 90 years old, you 80 years old, you 70, you 50 years old. Does your birth certificate say the same thing as what they're saying that you are now? Your race is different. Oh, you 90, oh, you'll say what? Colored? Okay, you 70, what did yours say? Negro? Okay, you'll say what? Afro-American? What do yours say? Black? What do yours say? African-American? All these different nationalities, but we're the same people. We're the only ones that got to take a vote to be able to say you can vote every so many years. Come on now, that's lost. We the lost 12 tribes of Israel coming from the waters of Judah. Come on, y'all better recognize. That's why he's saying, look, neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days or ancient feasts. That's why y'all following the way of the heathen and dealing with the first day of the week. And you can't call it a Sabbath day because you're not following what the Most High say you're supposed to be doing on the Sabbath. At all. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days. They stopped this way back in the Greek Empire, long before Mashiach came on the earth. Or ancient feasts. You got feast days that the Most High given us in Leviticus 23rd chapter. Said these my feast days. So how do y'all think y'all serving the Most High? He said, this is my feast day. Do this for me. And we had never done it. Except for now we coming back to understanding our culture. How we're supposed to do these things and learning how to do them properly. To the best of our ability, because we rehearsing in the land of this drawing waters, all kind of different philosophies and lies and religions and archaeology that's false. You know, everything you're looking at, people that's false in our face, not even really dealing with who they are in the Bible. Ask somebody, who are you in the Bible? Like I see the silhouette say, they ask Santa Claus, where you at in the Bible? Where you at? Where you at? Arab man, who are you? Who are you? So-called white man, who are you? So-called African man, who are you? East Indian man, who are you? Chinese and Japanese, who are y'all in the Bible? What's y'all biblical name? Ask people that. Because we definitely lost. 104 different identities of who we are as a race. Oh yeah, we lost. For real, for real. That's why you see here, it was against the law to call yourself a Jew. Better understand and overstand. Look. Verse 11, it says, and others that had run together into caves nearby to keep the Sabbath day secretly. On the seventh day, to keep the Sabbath day secretly, being discovered to Philip, were all burned together. You hear that? They burned them up in the caves for following the righteousness of the Most High, which is keeping His laws, statutes, commandments. They burned them up because they made a conscience to help themselves for the honor of the most sacred day. They put them to death, y'all. They put them to death. That's why I say you look at whatever's happening now. Verse 9 said, and whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles, these other nations, and to our people that you see today saying they Gentiles, ain't no difference, should be put to death. Then might a man have seen the present misery upon us as a nation. But see, we don't know anything about our history because we don't know how to go in this Bible and go into the just the Bible alone. from Genesis, Revelation, and everything in between, to be able to bring forth what it is we need to know to come back to the Most High and realize who we are. And just what we went through. So you had what you call the Hellenists, which are Greek-speaking Jews. That's why it says, I'm just here because we were looking at here in Acts the 17th chapter, where they went into the synagogue of the Israelites or the Jews. And it tells you here in verse 12 of Acts the 17th chapter, therefore many of them believed, also of honorable women which were Greeks. Honorable women which were Greeks. And of men not a few. So if you want to deal with to the Jew or to the Greek, okay, what about the Eskimos? What about the Vietnamese? The Cambodians? The Koreans? And these other nations? It's just to the Israelites and to the so-called white people? That don't make any sense. That's why I just showed you it was against the law for us to call ourselves Israelites or Jews. Like it's almost against the law now. From what I can see, Kyrie said he's of the children of Israel. Ye said he's of the children of Israel. There was a big problem. There's a big problem. It was saying that they the chosen people of the Most High. Why? Well, ain't no problem with people that saying that they are and can't prove it, that they are. But when we come back and say, okay, this is who we are, why we can't be that? I got 104 different identities of who we are as a people. 104. Now, let's add one. We are the children of Israel. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. That's 105. Right? I gotta add that because that's who we really are. 104 that does not say that we are the 12 tribes of Israel. So they did a great job and destroyed us for a lack of knowledge. Anytime you look at 104, ask any nation, what's your race? And if they can add up to be 100 anyway, I mean, even I'll give you 50, even 50, 25 for that matter. Because I remember doing it for years. What's your nationality? They got something to say about their nationality. What's your nationality? Coincide. What's yours? Coincide. What's yours? Coincide. But us, we the 12 tribes of Israel? Nope. We can't do it. 105 now because I've added who we really are in being the 12 tribes of Israel. I had 104 that was not dealing with we are the children of Israel, we are the 12 tribes of Israel. So I got to add that to it. 105 different identities of who we are as a people. How about that? That's lost. 12 tribes of Israel. That's why you see the woman which were Greeks and of men, not a few, you see. So, but when the Jews of Thessalonica had knowledge that the word of the Most High was preached of Paul at Berea, they came thither also and stirred up the people, you see, stirred up the people. You know, because it's like, still you're dealing with that same type of mindset of you only belong to me. You only with us. You ain't with nobody else. And Paul, when his name was Saul, he was against in the name of the anointed Savior. He's putting people to death. And he was converted. Therefore, when you look at someone that you have hope for, that they could be converted to be able to be in this truth and endure until the end, that's what this is about. In other words, you know, people, like I said, revolving door, coming in and going out. I've seen it so many times. 30 years, come on, man. There's a lot of people I know. You put all of your trust in what they do. Poof. Gone. So they was like, man, you ain't real. They didn't think Paul was real. They were scared of him. Thinking that he's just saying it in the name of the Lord and Savior that he can catch him and bring him back to the chief priest and put him to death. when you understand, he had to go through what he went through in suffering a lot. Matter of fact, he ended up being hung upside down. Well, we have to have patience with our people. We gotta have tolerance. That's what we're looking at, tolerance. Acts the 17th chapter, the 30th verse. Like I said, I ain't met nobody like Paul, whose name was Saul, who was putting people to death, but calling on in the name of the anointed Savior. Remember this. Say, Acts 17 and 30, say, in the times of this ignorance, not knowing, the Most High winked at. He winked at. But now, for anyone that's called themselves an Israelite, call themselves being in this truth, sincerely, the Most High winked at your ignorance, not knowing. But now, commanded all men everywhere to repent. To repent. Why? Because he have appointed a day. It's going to be a day, y'all, in which he will judge the world in righteousness. How is he going to judge the world in righteousness? Talking to all you ministers and pastors. How is he going to judge the world in righteousness? If thou might say. What is righteousness? He coming to judge the world in righteousness. Let's look at that. I'm going to stop right there. We can come back there and finish it, but I want to show you how he going to judge the world in righteousness. But I'd like y'all to rebuke it, okay? Rebuke it. Since y'all say we not under the law, let's look at what it says. If I can find it, my Bible is... Y'all bear with me. You see, I got... It's used, that's all I can say. But it's Old Faithful. Look at Psalms 119 and 172. Psalms 119 and 172. Psalms 119 and 172. We're looking for, he going to judge the world in righteousness. It says, my tongue shall speak of thy word, for all thy commandments are righteousness. Uh-oh.